3, 2, 1. Start off hot.
Good. Okay. Welcome back to our talk show, you guys. Thank you for listening to the radio.
Yeah. What is it? It's regional, so it's different in every state or every city. But I think we're like 980 in Kansas City, 980 a.m.
9:80 a.m. So
every day on the 10s.
Every day on the 10s, coming at you again, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
One more.
Jake is my name.
You didn't even. That's funny.
Thanks. Anyway, I was gonna say yesterday was the day, and we got a text. Jean Shorts group text. If you guys haven't seen, look up Blue Jeans Comedy on YouTube. It's great.
What happens if you look up Blue Jeans Comedy? Do you think YouTube's like, did you mean Jean Shorts?
Yeah, it looks up like the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah, Blue Jeans Comedy.
Is it
Jean
us?
Shorts, and maybe it's like mine since I'm like, but yeah, we're right there.
Okay,
Jean
cool.
Shorts Comedy.
That's kind of like we get our 100K plaque soon, and Trey's like, we can put anything we want on it. What do you guys want? And Brad and I were both like, we don't care. Maybe Blue Jeans, though. Yeah, Blue Jeans Comedy would be good.
Comedy. Everyone else gets it wrong. Why not? Why not one more?
But yeah, we get a text yesterday because we'd been hanging out. We've been shooting all day. Shot 7 videos yesterday.
No,
as a whole, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like 5 for Jean Shorts, 2 for Trey's channel.
Oh, wow.
All-time day.
Yeah.
But we get done hanging out, and Trey sends us all a text. It says, click on this video, go to the 941 mark. And that's all he says.
When I saw it, I was like, did he mean to send this to us?
Yeah, wrong text, wrong guy.
Yeah.
Probably. Because the title of the YouTube video is like, the brutal massacre inside the mind of 12-year-old Isaiah. It's like, yeah, I don't think he meant to send this to us, and no one's really saying anything for a while. The
sinister mind of 12-year-old Isaiah Fowler.
Yeah. So
Anna uncovered. And I'm like, what is this?
All right. After like an hour, I'd like get done like doing some stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me click on this. And I scroll ahead, and I didn't even really rewind it that much. I just got right into the heat of it. And it's this line that's like,
we got to pull it up.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have it pulled up.
Just listen to the audio real quick.
Yeah, basically the audio is something just like, just as we expected, he was a pervert. He was just, it's something like that. It's like, yeah, he was just as sinister as we thought. He was driving a truck when it happened. Soon afterwards, he did the deed, and then he drove away in the truck.
Yeah.
And the B-roll that they're using for this like YouTube documentary is Brad in his truck. They're using Brad's imagery to just paint the picture of the sinister, gross 12-year-old, apparently.
Let's see. A few days later, the same man pulled up in his truck alongside the younger girl and asked her if she wanted to get in. The girl told him no, and then he quickly drove away. And it's literally like from the truck guy's video from Jean Shorts. It would be like pulling out. So, hey, Mom! Hey, Mom!
I made it!
Anna uncovered! I'm a sinister mind, baby! You're welcome! Little Brad's doing it! I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning with Jake and Brad, Ghostrunners podcast. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, and hopefully, logical minds would tell you they probably just YouTube search truck guy, and found you. But
which, hey, that's good that we're hitting the algorithm right. Or
what if they searched pervert? Well, what if they search gross truck?
It's one of those things where it's like, they're trying to reenact the whole thing, and I'm watching the rest of it's like pretty well done. I'm just watching, it's a lot of B-roll stuff, but it's like, this person running in the park. And then all of a sudden there's like this pixelized, like you can't even barely like make out my face.
It's really zoomed in, and they made it black and white. And it's Brad in his sunglasses.
And I'm in my sunglasses. I'm kind of like smiling and pointing like, yeah, what's up? And then I just pull out really fast.
What's up, 12-year-old girl? You want to hop in? So,
oh my goodness.
Oh, it was so funny. Just especially when you're like, I have no idea what to expect out of this video I'm clicking on. I think it's the wrong video. And then it's Brad. He asked the miner if she'd like to hop in his truck.
I mean, it was probably like, I've led a very good life. It was probably the most violated I've ever been in my life. When I watched it the first time, I was like, they're painting me out to be this terrible person.
I did have the thought. I was like, I'm glad it's not me.
Yeah. I'm like, I understand. Like, and I'm not even thinking twice about anybody else in this video. So I know it's not that big of a deal, but it was released on February 19th. It's already got over 100,000 views on this video. So like,
great doc.
Like they're doing well. It's like a pretty popular thing. The funny thing is that somebody found it and sent it to Trey. Like,
yeah, that's
it's not like Trey's just
shocking.
watching Sinister Mind of 12-year-old Isaiah Fowler in his spare time.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. But yeah, 153,000 subscribers from Anna Uncovered. Just couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't know what to think of this. Like, that's really funny, but it's also like, hey, like, are we at least going to get some kickback for this? Like,
yeah, can we claim it as part of our copyright? Get a little piece.
I think we should, because we've never like gotten frustrated when people claim copyright stuff on our videos. So
just stick it to Anna.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's crazy that her last name is Uncovered. So I see why she got into true crime.
That's right. Exactly. It's one of those things where it's like, you have to.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Like some guys' names are just too perfect. It's like, you got to go for it.
Yeah. Your last name's Abdul Jabbar. Come on.
I mean, that clearly states, tall center for the Lakers.
Or pilot.
Or movie spoof pilot.
Yeah, movie spoof pilot. Yeah, either would work.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was yesterday. What were your other days like, Brad?
Other days this week have been just fine. Just fine. It's
what about you?
Listen to this. Listen to. I'm showing that I'm a little bit sick. It's like, but it's mostly like a wheezing cough that I'm sick. Which is
show me.
Ready? People are gonna love this.
Cool. Oh. I know exactly where you're at, sickness wise.
It's no fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, so I've slept in the basement the last couple nights, just on the floor, no blankets at all. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, yeah. It's like,
just Catherine throws me down there, it's like, Brad, I saw you on that video, and Uncovered.
You're like, yeah, this is pretty unrelated to the cough. Well, when I get sick, I get feisty and we have this argument.
Oh yeah, I get very impatient with her. I was like, woman? And she's like, oh, really? Go down to the basement. No.
And so that's why I slept in the basement.
No.
She has her ways.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like, I don't know if you want me to talk about this on the, nah, it's fine.
Okay.
When I was trying to help write the Wordle video because I'm still deep in the Wordle game.
Yeah.
And I came up with some joke. I was like, maybe you could say something like,
yeah.
Or you came
Talk
up
about
with
fertile.
You came up with fertile. You're like, yeah, it's a word ovulation game.
Mm-hmm.
Help to know when the missus is ovulating. And I was like, yeah, maybe you could do some joke. Like instead of 5-letter word, it's a 5-day window.
Yeah.
And you were like, actually, it's less than you think. It's more like a 24-hour window. Trey and I don't really say anything. And you're like, right, Derek?
And Derek was like, I mean, I've heard it's more like 48. And I was like, yeah. But like, I think it's like, you're really trying like once to like do it, like really like, hit the target on the first one, then maybe,
So
whatever.
then Trey and I were giving Brad a hard time. Like Catherine has told him like
yeah.
It's like a once every 3-month window. So no use in trying that
Yeah,
often.
my OB said once a season. So we already hit winter solstice. So I think we'll just wait till spring.
April probably.
Yeah, March Madness will come around. You'll forget all about it.
So yeah, that was such a funny riff. Just not on camera or anything. Just like,
yeah.
Catherine is telling me,
I swear, guys, it's like 3 hours tops.
5 days. No, I would love 5 days.
Whoa.
5 days all year, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. We've been married 8 years.
And you just swear they're like, no, Catherine's body's just, I don't know. It's
dude, like Texas. It's like when we're born in a warmer climate, it's just different.
That's what her doctor said. Or, I mean, that's what she told me her doctor said.
Right.
I don't know.
I wasn't there for it.
I trust her.
I do. I trust her, in those regards. And so, yeah.
We had 3 kids. So you tell me. It must be working.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The 24-hour window.
That was funny.
I believe you, but it's just
Derek,
funny.
I love that Derek like is truly a supporter when he agrees with you. And I appreciate him for that. Like the same thing yesterday, we recorded a short and it was like everyone who thinks their hometown is unique.
Yeah, the sunsets here are crazy in Stockton.
Yeah, have you guys had the tacos here? The tacos are amazing.
Before you leave, you have to try. Oh, you're leaving in the morning? No, you're not going to get to try our tacos.
Oh, man, but we have great coffee. We should have put that down. Yeah. Like everyone's so proud of their coffee.
We do have some like cute coffee shops here, though.
Yeah, like some really great roasteries.
Wow, you're going to love it here.
So anyway, one of the ones that I was like the reason that I had the idea for this video was I was in the airport in Austin, Texas, and I heard some guy go, the state bird here is a mosquito, and thinking it was like the most original thing he's ever said to somebody. And I'm like, I've heard that joke a million times. And both Trey and Jake and Derek, all 3 of you have never like Well, I think you said you've
I was
heard
like once
it,
or twice,
but it's not like a common thing. And I was like, really? I feel like that's like such a thing. Like, oh, you're so creative. Like, we have the worst mosquitoes ever here.
And Trey was like 0. And Derek's like, dude, I really want to be on your side.
Which is so funny because like you guys are from Southwest Missouri and Oklahoma. Those are like peak places to say mosquito is the state bird.
Oh yeah. There's high schools who their mascot is the West Nile. Right. That's what they go by. Yeah. We're Marshfield West Nile.
It's either Delta virus or West Nile virus, you know, either way down there. So yeah, but it was one of those things. I think Correct Opinions people,
they backed you up.
They backed me up.
Yeah, because I brought it up on there, and they're like, "Oh, I've been hearing that all my. I live in 8 different states, and I've heard it in every state I've lived in."
It made me feel so good. I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
So,
and we still put in the video. I was like, "I think it's good enough to put in there." Yeah. But yeah, because Derek. Yeah, it's funny because Derek and I are both very much people pleasers, but every now and then we will be honest. Every now and then
we'll be ourselves around people.
Like once in every like 8 times of me not knowing something, I'll be like, "Actually, I don't know what you're talking about." So
which is a good quality.
Thank you.
Probably both things are good, but yeah, anyway, I appreciate Derek for being honest and be like, Brad, I've never heard. I want to be on your side, Brad. I think Derek and I have like this bond as like dads.
The dads,
we get it. Like, you know, we talk about conservative things together sometimes. Like Jake and Trey are like, I don't even understand like why the gas prices are going up. You're like, I didn't even know the gas prices were going up. Must be nice. Electric car over here.
You're like, yeah, because Derek wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And so
I was like, Derek will tell you more about
once Derek gets here, he can help explain the Keystone Pipeline to you guys. And Trey and I'm like, all right, cool. Like when we did that, the first time we did the woke parent video, you were like, it said the Rachel, I got the
Rachel Maddow.
Yeah. And I was
Which
like,
the Rachel haircut was like a really big thing in like the 90s.
No, it's a great joke. I just didn't know the reference.
Oh, and we almost didn't put it in because Trey's like, no one knows who that is. I was like, I think a lot of people know who that is.
Yeah, you and Derek were like, nah, I think it's gonna work.
Yeah. I still get the resting witch face. I'm still upset about the alphabet joke. Have we talked about that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was a good one.
I got to be woke parent again yesterday.
How did it go?
It was fun. It actually, I got to use things that we had just talked about on the podcast. Last week, you were upset about how people hold basketballs.
Oh, yes.
And so I was like, I wish Brad was here, so he could tell me how to hold it. But I really just tried to like hold it in an unathletic way almost constantly. Just like, holding the sides of it or holding the top and bottom of it. Just never a like comfortable way to like,
That's
never
perfect.
just on my hip.
Just like, just
or at my waist.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Like don't
just holding a ball way too high.
It's so normal. Just put it right here on your hip. Like, okay, guys, we're going to run drills.
Team, gather around. You guys can't see what we're doing, but YouTube can.
Oh, that's perfect.
We're pantomiming the daylights out of this basketball. But it was fun. I wore Rachel's leggings.
Yeah.
Which I was talking to my dad about that. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm headed over to Rachel's place. I need to borrow her leggings for a shoot tomorrow. He's like, the cross-dressed stuff. I don't know. That's harder to watch. And I guess he talked to your dad about it. Have you heard about this?
No.
I guess they were having a conversation. Like, this is crazy what they've built and what they're doing now. And I guess my dad was like, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about the cardigans and the cross-dressing. And I guess your dad was like, I don't watch those videos.
No way.
So they bonded over that. Yeah.
He's never mentioned that to me.
Old Daddy Dave, I guess, doesn't watch
that's
female
where
influencers.
He draws the line.
Yeah.
That's so funny because like, I think we all have a pretty strong stance on like, we're never going to put on wigs or
we barely get into it.
Yeah.
So we put on a robe and we call it good. We cross our arms.
Yeah. We're going to show you in one way that we have a different character. Like in any of our videos, really, it's like, hey, we're, conservative. So I wear some plaid and a hat. Like, yeah, we did like Boomer versus Gen Z and I wore a plaid shirt. Like,
and I think there's something to that, finding that middle ground of like, you kind of see what we're going for, right? It's a YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's not a Saturday Night Live. It's just in Hollywood.
We don't have a costumes department.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Trey said he's looking at a house tomorrow.
Okay.
Briarcliff.
Okay.
Should I be saying all this? I don't know.
That's great.
It's fine.
Briarcliff. Yeah,
it sounds fancy.
It's a big enough neighborhood that people have to drive around a while to find it. It's fine.
Now it sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
Set up a geocache.
The Briarcliff challenge.
It sounds like, it'd be a while to find a white 2019 Hyundai Sonata. It'd take you a while to find that.
I mean, with license plate A9F.
That reminds me. I took a picture of a license plate the other day and I was like, I think this is Brad's license plate and it's someone else driving it.
That seems wrong.
Right? You know what? And I'd be willing to say, I bet it is.
Or is this my van's license plate or a truck's license plate?
It's the one that's meh.
Okay, that's van.
Whatever. This is not important enough for me to find. I don't even care about it. But I did take a picture and never send it to you. What are we talking about? Dressing up?
How was the film, the shoot of that? Because I
I
had to say sayonara.
You did?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good time. It was a little warm though. I mean, it was like, got up to like 84 yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a beanie, a jean jacket, and Rachel's leggings. It was a warm day on it. And it was an outdoor basketball court.
That's pretty woke of you though, to like sacrifice comfort for like fashion, I think.
Thank you.
Like,
and it kind of made sense too. Like one of the first jokes were like, guys, we do have outdoor practice because of COVID, obviously.
Yes.
It's running rampant.
Yeah.
So we did that right off the top. And it was fun. I tried to do a decent amount of physical stuff because like, I'm wearing leggings and I feel like we're not doing much with me wearing leggings. Like, let's make sure it's at least a dress that I'm wearing this. So I tried to like do some stretches or at least just like, I was trying to be just as unathletic as possible, slamming it off the backboard. And,
Love it.
yeah, it was fun. There's some good jokes in there.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a weird title, like woke coach or so, you know, but
yeah,
I think if people click on it, it's like, oh, there's some like, clever stuff in here,
Yeah.
you know, transition defense and,
you
know, zone defense. There's a whole other zone defense, just like, or ozone, you know, stuff like
good.
that. Yeah.
That's good.
Wrote that one on the fly.
That's good.
Anyway, good stuff.
Good
Content. It's going well.
Good, man. What else been going on? We've been home. You've been home. I've been home.
I've been home. Well, except for Fargo.
Oh my gosh.
This is the thing. Yeah. It's been so nice to be home.
Gosh, I mean, I have barely done anything out of
Except for Fargo last weekend and Phoenix tomorrow. It's been so nice to be home.
Oh, you're leaving tomorrow for Phoenix?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
But speaking of golf, I went to my first ever convention outside of when I shot for the scuba show.
Yes, you briefly told me you were going to do that.
And so
this is the second convention ever. You've never been to
I don't think I've been to a convention before.
They're not worth it usually, probably. That's why you don't go to very many.
And yeah, it was like, this was fun because it was my first time and I'm obsessed with golf.
Did you pay for it?
No. Shout out Nolan. Got me in for free.
Oh, okay. So normally people pay for it.
Yes.
Just celebrity status kind of thing.
Oh, speaking of that, I forgot about this. I don't even have this written down. Dude, as soon as I walk in the door, I ask Isaac or any of the guys who were at Scott Harrison. I mean, as soon as I walk in the door, a guy, like a probably 16-year-old kid, walks right up to me super confidently. What's up, Jay? Can I get a picture real quick? I'm like, oh, yeah. What is your, and then he is just snapping a picture and I'm not kidding, walks off. I was like,
no correlation. Like, no,
I don't know how he knows
idea.
me.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to talk. It was like, it was so funny. It was like, you know, a press release went out like, hey, Jake Triplett's going to be showing up about 12:20.
Right.
So be ready. As soon as we walked in the door.
But he only wants you to be there for like 15 seconds max with him.
This kid barely broke stride. It was almost like a Gen Z thing of like.
That's a power move though.
I think they're getting used to like, there's enough creators and influencers out there that they see him on a somewhat regular basis. Like, hey, let's just get a quick pic.
Yeah.
Whereas like 30-year-olds are like, should I say so? I don't know what to say to him. He's at a coffee shop. You know, should I bother him? I don't even know if that's him, you know. 16-year-old's like, what's up? Quick pic? Thanks, dude.
Thanks, dude. See ya. Okay, what was he's like, doesn't matter what my name is. I'll see you later, man.
Not a big deal. He DM'd it to me on Instagram later. Okay. Also, once again, no words. Just DM me the photo that we took.
What a power move,
I was like, what
dude.
up, Noah?
I like this guy.
Yeah. And I think that's why we liked Rachel at first, too. It's like limited
it's like leave him one more.
Leave him one more.
Yeah.
My biggest principle.
Yeah.
So that was fun right off the bat. Yeah, celebrity status. It was a great place to get recognized. Got recognized several times, actually, at the golf show.
Interesting.
One of the guys like, have you ever had this happen before where they're like, dude, I watch your videos, but that's about all they know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, do you work with Trey Kennedy? It's like, yeah, I do. And they're like, okay, right. No, I've seen those. And what's the name of the other channel you guys have? It's like Gene Shorts. Okay, yes, I love that. Who's the other guy?
I love that. I love that.
His name's Brad. He's one of my good friends. I'm not bothered by it. It's just funny that happens pretty often because you see so much. It's hard to remember.
Are you ready for me to call out somebody that maybe is like, well, okay.
It's my mom.
No. Yeah. My dad doesn't watch half my videos. No. The guy, so like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said like, hey, whoever made our theme song, if you don't mind like contacting us.
Yeah.
Did you see the DM about this?
No.
Okay. So did never get a contact. So the reason I wanted the theme song file is because we wanted to make like a longer version of it to go with our F12 intro, which didn't end up getting. It's fine. It used something else. But I sent out the bat signal for this. I was like, please just let me know. I forgot your name. I thought it was Grayson Inman. Shout out. It was not you, Grayson, but you're still a good guy.
Good guy though.
And I mean, I was trying to figure out any way I could to like find this thing. Could not find it. And so like maybe like 4 or 5 days after F12, got a DM on Ghostrunners podcast on Instagram. And it said, hey, my husband is the one who wrote your theme song. And he is just the biggest fan of you guys. And so I was wondering if maybe you could let us know, or what is it's like she said something like, I was wondering if you guys could get us tickets to your tour that you're going on. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys are our biggest fans. If you didn't hear that we wanted you specifically,
we called you individually out.
We needed you, and you weren't listening. And then you think that I'm on tour with Jake? like we were not going on tour together. We did one show.
We want to come to your tour of Plex Pods. Are you going around Plex Pods across the country?
Just co-working spaces, like any and every. I screenshotted it. I was going to send it to you. It was just funny. It's one of those things where like I am so appreciative, obviously, of the guy that made our beat for our theme song. So I don't want to seem like a jerk.
No, it's funny. I mean, just like irony is funny.
Yes.
Like in principle, like that's objectively a funny thing. The firehouse burns down. That's kind of funny.
Okay, I found it. And I'm going to give this guy a shout out. This is a shout out first and foremost. His name is Caleb Warren. Shout out to Caleb.
I would have never got that.
Isabella, his wife. Hi, my name is Isabella Warren, and my husband and I absolutely love you guys. His name's Caleb, and he's actually the one that made your intro song in your podcast. I was wondering if you all are coming anywhere around or near Kentucky soon. I would love to surprise him with tickets to a show if you guys are. We would love to get to meet you both. Thanks so much.
Huh. I wonder how many other people think you're on tour, but you just have zero stories from the road.
I just am humble about it, I just do my thing. I get off stage and I go be with my family, and once a month, Catherine and I.
You find a little window, but no stories come of it.
Well, not right now because she's pregnant. So,
that's
impossible.
That's a funny thought that you are on tour with us. But so all your stories about like, I was with Addie with Bo. That's the morning of a show.
That's in the tour bus.
You just don't talk about the details.
I have a woodworking, mobile shop with me.
That's what the trailer on the back of the bus is for. It's kind of a moving shop.
It's amazing how we just get a generator and just get going.
You make wood products and you have a screen printer in there. You make the merch
That's
the day
right.
of. What do you guys want?
What do we want? February? Still on sale. It's February. It's March 3rd. You can take that off the website, but whatever.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking.
So shout out to Caleb Warren. Shout out to people like that talk to you and say, hey, I love your videos, but I don't know half them. It's like, it's okay. We still appreciate you.
Yeah, it really is fine. I think I've talked to this on Correct Opinions more because it's a thing that happens to Trey that I witness pretty often. Like when we're on the road, when we see people, because we're doing a tour, they'll be like, dude, what are you doing in San Antonio?
Right.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan. I had no idea you would be here. And it's like, you're not.
I'm actually, we're on tour. No way. You're on tour. That's awesome. I got to come to, when are you doing a show here? It's like, that's actually what we're in town for. They don't put it together like, oh my gosh. And then I've seen this happen specifically twice where Trey's like, I mean, we're not sold out. I could get you guys tickets. I'll have to see what we have going on tonight. It's like, you went so quickly from like, I'm your biggest fan. I'll do anything for you. It's like,
to like,
ooh, tonight in my city?
Maybe KU's playing tonight though. I don't know.
It's just, we've been tired.
Thursday night football is pretty good. Color rush jerseys. You just got to see what they're going to do.
It's the Cardinals. Are they going to red on red or black on black?
Right.
I don't know which, it's like the 90s Bulls. They have 3 uniforms. It's fun. So yeah, I've seen that happen a lot. But speaking of you going on tour, I was having this thought recently. The last couple of days, I've been thinking about it a lot. And I was going to probably talk to Trey about it on your behalf without you even knowing. But whatever, I'm just going to, it's very open right now.
Okay.
I think even aside from being your friend and wanting to see you do cool things and fun things, just from a business standpoint, I think it makes so much sense for our next tour for you to come along with it. Just like as Gene Shorts grows, as Gene Shorts becomes just you and I,
right?
I just think it makes a ton of sense to make that announcement from Gene Shorts, hey, we are going on tour, with Trey Kennedy, it just makes sense. Hey, and so that'd be super cool. A year from now, Gene Shorts will be way bigger. Ghostrunners will be just everything. I think it just makes sense to So just having it on your radar. I haven't had that conversation with Trey, but I think, get ready.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to me. Obviously, whenever you guys were first starting, I was like, oh, this would be cool if I did this.
Yeah.
I'm also thankful in hindsight of man, that's a long time away from my family. So,
and we'd have to figure that out too.
That's the biggest thing for me is I'd have to figure that out because I'm going to have a third kid by then,
Yeah. And I don't even have a wife or any children. I'm still
it's still hard.
When would our next tour be? How could I get away for Rachel to be there the whole time?
Yeah, right.
It sucks. It's not fun trying to get to know someone when you're gone.
It's okay, I can
this
only
date was
talk
amazing.
To them? No.
Yeah, I'm going to be gone the next 5.5 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, stay tuned.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm always up for opportunities. Always willing to listen to anything.
And I think a lot of people would, the true crime fans out there would love to see the creepy truck guy live.
Like, wait a second. If you squint, like it looks exactly like the same guy.
Anna Uncovered uses him a lot. This creepy grandpa.
What if we had no idea? Yeah. You see like this, like just like mimed out grandpa.
Online he goes by Bert Lumpkin, but
we all know that's street lingo for creepy elderly geriatric.
Creepy Ernie. But
speaking of grandpa video, unless you have something.
I was going to say something about creepy grandpa video too. So
you
go on.
You go ahead first.
Well, I really appreciated the video we came out with today that's doing well. I was the grandma being like, how are you still single? You need to do what your grandpa did. He came up to me.
Oh, sorry.
We were 15 years old at the sock hop and he just kissed me. And then off camera, you hear, you bet I did. I think we need more audio off camera. That's funny.
I agree.
Because I forgot we said it. So it caught me off guard. I was like, that's funny. And then Trey is like, if I did that now, I'd be in jail.
Yeah,
but, well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
and Trey's like, you guys are perverts. And then you said like, a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
Like, that's so funny off camera. I think we need more of that.
I agree. I think Trey and I did that passive aggressive Christmas gifts one time.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even there was only like one time in the whole video that I was kind of talking over him, or maybe vice versa. And it's like way funnier and like a little bit more chaotic when there's just a little more sound in there. Like
when you and I were yelling at Trey off camera about the Suez Canal, I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why don't we do this more?
It's the same thing. It's like the only thing I think is hard. We have to know how to trust each other, not to do it too much and like bother each other with it.
Yeah.
So I was at Upward Basketball again this week.
Just watching the kids.
Hattie, well now Sam Severs, the children's pastor that runs Upward at this church, he gave Hattie a sucker the first time, and so now she's like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to go back to Upward. I want another sucker."
Sam's grooming her.
Also tried to get Bo a sucker. Which Jake, I know you don't have kids, but don't give
I'd say 3 and under, probably not.
I would say no. Yeah. So anyway, we went there and. The woman actually that had seen me at Aldi, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, was like, hey, I'm the one that stopped you at Aldi. My kids are here and they would just be so sad if I didn't say hi to you and like introduce you. And so like met these people.
Dang,
and they're like, we just love you so much. She's like, my daughter over there, she's 10 years old. She's telling my husband that you're here right now. And like, we're all just huge fans of you. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then as they were leaving, they came up to me again. They're like, our favorite video that you guys do or that you've done recently is the grandpa video.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, good news. We're bringing the grandpa back for this family reunion video. So, well, they were like quoting, it was like, M as in Mariah, P as in, and I was like, well, look at you guys go. So
dang, that's awesome, dude. That's so cool. That sounds like a very pleasant interaction.
It was wonderful. Yeah. It was like, thank you. And I look like a super dad with my 2 kids there. Hattie sucking on her, Tootsie Roll Pop, and Bo has some Twizzlers or something, but
I want to hear an update on Hattie and Tommy real quick. But in the meantime, when you said, or I guess I said 3 and under, it reminded me just a quick story from last night. Just title of this story is just the nerve, the absurdity.
Hashtag the nerve.
Hashtag the nerve.
Okay.
Of some people.
This is from last night.
Yeah. So
hashtag the nerve.
Hashtag the nerve. Hashtag double day. Rachel and I, and then the Hoaglands, we're going to do it. It's like 80 degrees yesterday. We're going to go.
Yeah.
Pickleball, a little dinner afterwards.
Nice.
But during pickleball, it is Meadowbrook Park. It's kind of like once you claim a court, you're there until you leave. There's not a lot of rotating in and out. So I was legitimately there an hour waiting to get a court. Long time to just sit in the sunshine watching people you don't know play pickleball. Finally, after an hour, someone on a far court calls me by name and they're like, Jake, you can use this court. So I was like, great. Start walking over there. And then other people walk up and they're like, oh, were you guys going to use this court? And we were like, oh, yeah. Like someone just yelled over and said it was free. And like, oh, we were just going to play one game. And so I think Luke was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Totally.
Just being nice and, polite. Okay, or whatever. Misunderstanding maybe. Rachel's like, yeah, go ahead. And then we'd already like kind of granted them permission. They're like, it's just that. This is how it goes. This girl goes, it's just that there's this little girl here and she really wants to watch her daddy play pickleball. And so we were like, oh, by all means, great.
Sure, yeah.
Let it play. And then, dude, I swear not 20 seconds later, I mean, right in front of us, not even trying to hide it or disguise it. They plop down a lawn chair. They sit the girl down And then she's like, just put on some like cartoons for her, like some Coco Melon or something.
She's
Just
not
anything like
watching
that.
anything.
Yeah, just sit right in front of us. They're like, get the girl an iPad and a
The
screen.
nerve.
The nerve. We're all just watching it unfold. Like, you just told us, like, could we please play? This girl wants to see her dad play pickleball.
Oh my gosh.
We're like, yeah, of course. All right, cool. So yeah, just go ahead and put on Ryan's toy reviews on YouTube. She loves that. Just really have her nose deep in it.
Yeah.
And so then we play. Oh, so sorry. So then we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And they're like, oh, I guess we don't even have enough people. Jake, do you want to play with us? Now I got to team up with the liar. I'm on her team. I'm on the behind enemy lines.
Just yeah, okay.
Yeah, they knew me for some reason. I don't know. They were just like, Jake, you want to play with us? I was like, oh, I'm going to play with them. Like, well, we only have 3. And I was like, I don't play with liars.
Yeah.
And I really did go on the other side of the court, and they're like, ooh, actually, they wanted to play together. They have a tournament coming up. Jake, you just play with me. And I was like, oh.
You guys are just making this harder and harder for me.
Yeah, so I come back over. We play a game. After like 2 points, they're like...
Did you hit it like at the girl a few times to make sure she was like watching?
Looking alive?
Like, hey, watch the game.
Hey, chin up, please.
Yeah, turn it off.
And so after like 2 points, for some reason, like, actually, they're getting done. We're going to switch courts over here. So we switch courts. Little girl has no clue that Papa isn't even on the court she's facing.
Give me a break.
The nerve.
Hashtag the nerve.
The nerve.
I'm upset for you. Do you know what the girl's name is?
Kennedy, probably.
Kennedy? Actually, I don't blame Kennedy. I blame the parents.
Yeah.
For naming her Kennedy and for that.
Yeah. I've like never heard Rachel ever like say anything like gossipy or anything about anyone. She was like, can you believe they did that? And I was like, that is pretty shocking.
You're like, holy, yes, I 100% can believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, people are insane these days.
Yeah.
You totally believe it. Yeah, it was.
Rachel, if you're listening, those people were from Missouri and that's why you live in Kansas. Okay. Thank you very much. Just teasing.
You know, what were we going to say? I was like, in the meantime, I want to say, oh, Hattie Tommy update.
Oh yeah.
Give it to me.
There's not a whole lot. I need to just dive deeper into it. I truly don't want to like make her be like, why does dad keep asking me so many questions about Tommy? Like maybe I should be interested in this guy. But so she has Mother's Day out on Tuesdays. And so Monday night, it was like after dinner, sometimes we'll give her a little bit of time to play before bed. And I was like, Hattie, we got to go to bed. Let's go. She's like, no, not yet. I need to finish my drawing for Tommy. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm cutting out this picture. Like she has like all these coloring books. I'm cutting out this picture, giving it to Tommy. It's like, are you only giving one to Tommy? She's like, no, I'm giving one to Wyatt and Nora and all these different people. I was like, okay, good. As long as it's not just Tommy. I mean, play with multiple hearts if you need to, but just don't fixate on Tommy. Okay.
It's like, what do you?
Wyatt sounds like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah. What are you making for Tommy? It's like, he asked me to color by number like one of his French girls. Like, huh.
Yeah.
Quite
he wants me to connect the dots on this diamond ring. Did you see that video? A bunch of people have sent us this video of this preschool girl who came home with like this ring that she claimed like was from Tommy. Like this guy is like this British preschool. And they're like, yeah, we just didn't think anything of it. We thought it was like, they said Haribo, but they said it in their own like British accent. Like, we thought it was like Haribo ring or something. That was so bad. Let me try to get it again. No, we thought it was like a Haribo ring or something. Is that better? Let me try one more time.
Yeah.
All right.
Action.
We thought it was like one of those Haribo rings or something.
Nailed it.
Anyway, and they pull it out of the backpack, and it's like the mom's like actual massive diamond ring.
Oh my, that's awesome.
If Tommy gives Hattie that ring, we're pawning it immediately. We're going to different Mother's Day out.
Sorry, Tommy.
And we're investing it into her college fund. So that's the only update. I don't have much more.
That's okay.
Specifically.
Probably a good thing. No updates are good updates.
That's right. No news is good news with her.
Yeah, she's
funny. I'm gonna start writing down Hattie quotes of the week to bring back.
Oh, love that.
The only one I can find on here right now. Let me try to. Catherine texted it to me earlier. Actually, no, I have 2. Let me find them real fast. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Doing good.
I'm feeling good. I've sneezed like 3 times today, which I think is fine. Not enough to be like allergies, just enough to, it's like, oh, this is kind of fun. You know, it's like a fun sensation when you sneeze. So been doing that. I really enjoyed the smell of this new detergent that I mentioned at the end of the last episode all day today. Maybe you've seen it on YouTube. I can't stop sniffing myself. It smells so good, but this sweatshirt I washed with old detergent, just Tide. That doesn't do it for me. But the t-shirt underneath, diva.
Dude, that's the wild thing is that
Oh.
if like, and I don't want to be too awkward about this, but like if any article of clothing you have smells or is washed in Diva, your whole body will smell like it. There was one time at Kanakuk.
It took me a while to like process what you're saying.
There was one time at Kanakuk where I was like, wow, you smell like I went up to a girl, like very like innocently, like one of my friends.
Just like, wow.
I was like, oh, I love that detergent. It smells so good. And then later on, like I learned like only her underwear had been like
no.
Yes. Yes.
I'm serious. I don't buy it.
Do it.
Girls' underwear is just already the surface. You have so much little to work with.
Okay, then get some briefs and do it. I guarantee you somebody will tell you smell nice. I guarantee you.
There's no way.
I promise. Why would she lie?
Here's the thing.
Why would she lie to like somebody else about it? Like
that makes sense where she's like, this is kind of funny. Like Brad told me this, but it wasn't even my shirt or my shorts. Yeah. I just don't. I mean, maybe it's summertime. You know, it's a breezy day. What kind of pantaloons is this girl sporting around?
Obviously, I didn't ask.
Well, no, I don't expect you to have the answer. I'm just wondering. These things must have gotten caught in the wind a little bit.
I don't know.
These are old school.
I'm done talking about this. So, I actually have two quotes. One was when she was with me. Hattie and I were at McDonald's on the way back into the van. She let out a little poopy sound, and she goes, "Excuse me, I tooted. So if you smell something like poop, that's me."
Gotta spell it out for you.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's exactly what it was. And then this one's pretty funny because it's just like we read all these classic, you know, old books to Hattie, and so then she says funny things. Yeah, we read like, you know, Peter Rabbit and all these Uncle Wiggily and whatever, all these old school books. And
1984.
Apparently, she said to Catherine, "A pencil that looks like a pin. How queer." Can you imagine? I've never heard her say that, but how funny. A pencil that looks like a pin. How queer.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. Tommy doesn't deserve her.
She's no way.
So far ahead.
She's so far ahead, dude. We were playing Guess Who today, and she sounded out and figured out the guy's name was Charles.
That's a tricky word.
She's not even 5.
Charles.
Yeah.
Or just like Carless.
Yeah,
Carless.
Not Carlos. Charles. So she's doing all right.
Doing all right.
She's doing all right.
Doing all right. Haribo.
Anyway, okay. I had Dadder Days this Saturday, where we went out to breakfast, and we've been trying to go to Chick-fil-A lately because it has the Chick-fil-A in Lenexa is the only Chick-fil-A in Kansas City that has a playground that's open inside.
Okay.
Right. And so we've been going there. We've been loving it. Hattie was like, "I'm tired of Chick-fil-A," which hurt my soul. She's like, "How about we go to Panera?" And so we went there, and as we were driving there, I noticed on my phone that like I always use like a wireless charger at night. And I noticed that I must not have got it on there right or whatever. And so I had 3% battery. And I didn't have my wallet. And so we go in to pay at Panera, and they have, you know, Apple Pay or whatever. I mean, it's me, Bo, and Hattie. It's kind of crazy. I always bring like extra reinforcements of food. So I have like a hoodie that's got like multiple juice pouches and like bars inside of it. And then I'm trying to get them and their coats inside and everything.
I've noticed that. I golfed with Scott and Palmer this week.
Oh yeah.
Just us 3. And he had so many snacks available.
Oh, it's just
dad move.
Always have a backup plan. Yeah. You know, always like if for whatever reason you don't like the bagel today, we got a bar. We got a dates bar for you. And so they're like, "Okay, that'll be whatever, $18. And I double click to Apple Pay and I bring it up, and they're like, "Oh wait, actually, do you have my Panera card?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. Thank you for asking."
We're wasting time.
Give them my phone number. They're like, "Okay, the coffee was free, so that's actually, you know, $16. I was like, "Great." Double click.
No.
Gone.
In that time?
Yes.
Oh.
Battery died.
What are the ratios?
And I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. My phone just died." I was like, "I'm gonna have to go charge my phone, and I'll be right back." And because I had probably $5 of cash in my van. And so literally the 3 of us do like a walk of shame back to my van, and we like get in, and for whatever reason, I don't know why I chose to do this, but I sat in the front seat, and they both sat like on my lap in the driver's seat.
Not shotgun, huh? For the charge?
No. Yeah, shotgun. Front seat.
In your lap or in shotgun?
Oh, yes, you're right. In my lap. Yeah. Sorry.
Lap gun.
Yeah, lap gun. And like, so all 3 of us are right there. Like I'm trying to charge my phone. You know, it's just like pandemonium.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this stinks. Like, what? why does this happen to me?
They should invent something that you can just carry your money in.
Yeah.
That way, if your phone dies.
How nice would that be? Like just a physical object that you don't have to rely on your phone.
It could be paper, it could be plastic, maybe a magnetic strip. I don't know, that carries your money.
I mean, who cares about the strip? Just use a chip these days. Anyway, so we had to wait like 10 minutes for it to charge. Because you know how like when it dies, it has to like get charged back up to like 5% or whatever.
Sometimes it dies harder than other times. Sometimes it boots right back up.
I've noticed that.
Other times like, oh, this is a hard death.
It's like, man, that 1% was like a big 1%.
Yeah, I was really hanging on.
We probably had like 2 hours with that 1%.
It was kind of a Betty White. Like, wow, you really hung on.
Like you're still around?
Wow.
Oh, but now you're done.
Now you're like really, really gone.
Yeah, exactly. So we went back in there. All our food was ready for us, paid, had a grand old time. But man, was it like, this stinks. Like this is a dad fail for sure.
The walk of shame.
Yeah.
Back outside.
And of course, Hattie was like, why are we going back outside?
You're like, Daddy needs to make more tables.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Dad's not doing too well. Okay, Hattie.
And have you ever had it? I feel like I've had something like this where like an employee wasn't totally aware what was happening. And so like on your way out, they're like, thanks for visiting us today. And you're like,
oh, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back. I had a little issue with oh, okay. She's not. She's not looking anymore.
She doesn't care. She's just trained to say that. So, yeah. So, man, I was just like, that's too bad.
That's funny.
So it was a good win afterwards to go to Upward and be recognized by those people.
You needed that.
I needed that.
You needed it. Hattie needed a lollipop.
Yeah, that's right.
Good times. I just remembered all this other stuff that happened at the golf show that I didn't even tell you because I got sidetracked by Noah and getting recognized. And yeah, my biggest fans were there. And this would have been a great, I mean, I wish I could have just had a GoPro on my forehead for just the things that were happening with our friend group. You would have loved it. So right off the bat, I mean, it's very overwhelming. I mean, you walk into this huge, I mean, it's a convention center.
Right.
Nothing but golf stuff. They've got like a third of it's blocked off just for a driving range. People are just swinging clubs and hitting balls. It's like, that's kind of fun.
What? Like indoor driving range?
Yeah. Just they put like nets up and everything.
Oh, cool.
And then there's just all these booths and there's simulators and nets and, there's a concession stand and it's crazy. We get to, so we're not even really stopping. We're just walking by, just taking in all the sensory things happening. There's a booth in the back and all they do is just stretch people. They're not even chiropractors. All they do is stretch. And there's this line.
Are you sure this is like a sanctioned booth? I'm
not sure it's a sanctioned booth. I don't know if they're supposed to be there. There were a lot of like things like there were multiple gutter companies there. Like there was home improvement companies there. There was like a Latha Ford company. Just anyone getting in with a golf
It's like
crew.
Anybody that'll pay them to be at the golf show, they'll let them be there.
I think there's a lot of people who like golf trying to get off work. Like we should probably go to this convention.
Yeah.
I think it would help business. Anyway,
Isaac need cars,
everyone drives.
Yeah.
It says free 10-minute stretch. And we're like, wow, look at that. Like these poor guys, they're having to like stretch just old man after old man. That sucks. And Isaac's like, oh, I'm going to do that. And we're like, no, you're not. He's like, yeah. He wasn't even like trying to be funny. He's like, no, I need to be stretched.
Yeah.
Goes and gets in line, waits like 15, 20 minutes in line. And the next thing I know, I look over because I saw a friend and I was talking to him. And Isaac, I mean, he's got his foot behind his head. He's got some man just like, just getting in there with him. Yeah. Oh, it was so funny. So that's happening. Meanwhile, there's a long drive competition happening on this like simulator. It's kind of fun. So I'm trying to hype up Harrison and Scott to do it. Like, you guys got to do this. It'd be fun.
Are they like the best drivers?
I would say, yeah, they can hit it long, far, and just more consistent than me and Isaac. So like, it would be more fun if you guys did it. And so, but Harrison's like, dude, I don't know. Look at this guy next to us. Like, I mean, this guy's just chomping at the bit. He looks like he's just waiting to just go and drive a ball 400 yards. He says a little too loud, and this guy hears. He kind of looks over. So then Harrison just like, I was just saying, I think you could really hit the ball far. Next thing you know, Harrison and this guy become real close buds. Harrison's just hyping this guy up like, dude, I will sponsor you to go in there and hit it. Because the guy's like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Harrison's like, dude, I will pay your entry fee.
Because it's like a competition, like you win the money if you get it?
I forgot what you went, like a free round somewhere or something. But it costs like $5, $10 to hit. So Harrison's like, I will sponsor you. And, he's really hyping this guy up. This guy's girlfriend had to be like, okay, easy. He's taken.
Yeah,
all right.
What's going on here?
Harrison, I mean, look at those arms, dude. I mean, I'm sure you could do some. And finally convinces the guy to get in line and go. And as the guy's walking up to hit, Harrison plays the John Cena, like walk-up music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So that was happening. He's his biggest fan. And then, I mean, just a little bit later, there's this booth where you can get your swing analyzed. And so like, that's kind of fun. And so Isaac goes over. Oh, you've seen this?
Yeah.
Isaac goes over there and he only takes a few swings and they're like, okay. Now let's try one without the ball. Just like try doing this and swing with the club.
No ball.
There was no ball.
He's like, I'm really stretched out, so yeah, this should be good.
We were even joking with that with him, like, he's loose. He's loose, just FYI. He's as loose as he's ever been, so don't hold that against him.
Yeah.
And he gets in there, and that golf club goes flying out of his hands about 150 miles an hour. Just goes against the net. It's flying. It's like, you know, not totally falling to the ground. It's like reverberating off the net. Oh my gosh. And these guys were like, that's been happening all day. It was like, whoa, whoa, easy. This is free, so don't get crazy. Oh, it was awesome.
What did Isaac say? Like, he's just like, I'm sorry.
I think he was a little embarrassed, like we all would have been. But for the most part, I think he was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
This happened. Like,
that's the most Isaac thing.
Because he was also like, I have clammy hands.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He does.
He was like, because, you know, we don't have our golf gloves on. We didn't walk in there with a glove.
You should have.
After Scott saw that, he went and bought golf gloves to compete in the long drive competition with. There were just so many funny things, like kind of funny things if you're in our friend group happening.
Right.
You know, just like everyone is doing the part. The one not stereotypical thing is Isaac and I were the ones who didn't spend money. Harrison and Scott both bought things at the convention, and Isaac and I didn't spend a dime. Good for you. Which was shot. I mean, the odds of that happening, were, you know, not good. But
how did the long drive guy go?
So there's a little bit of an asterisk. Like Harrison, you know, college baseball player, big boy. He can truly hit the ball very far. And even when he's hitting it, it's like that was louder, which is not always a sign of it. But it was like, wow, he got a hold of that one. And then the simulator's like 233 yards. It's like,
oh, okay.
Really? We think that maybe they didn't, because he was a lefty, they just like switched it around. And like maybe there's some settings you have to say, like, this is a left-handed player now.
Okay.
So Harrison might have got gypped. I think Scott had two that went 319 back to back, actually. But the record was like 340.
What about John Cena?
John Cena, oh, he pummeled it. He actually might have been the one with the record, actually. I think he actually got the record. Nice. I forgot. Yeah, I think he won.
So Harrison judged him well. Like
adequate. He should be a golf coach, really. Okay. Those who can't do, teach.
That's
so,
right.
And those who can't teach Jim.
Yo-Yo Ma's cousin, Lil Nepetiz.
We were looking at, Trey and I were trying to figure out all the celebrities who were in that Imagine video. And Trey's like, is this the guy who played Ned Schneebly? I was like, no. I don't know who that guy is, but that is not Ned Schneebly.
There's no way they went that far down the line.
Like the top 20 celebs. Yeah, we're not Ned Schneebly.
Gal Gadot and Ned Schneebly.
Yeah, right between Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd.
We got some nice comments about us talking about social media last week on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad people enjoyed that.
Somebody asked something along the lines of like,
oh yeah, how can we support
you guys best? What's the answer in your opinion?
I've kind of been thinking about that. There wasn't like an obvious, like, this would be so great. I think as a platform, YouTube is where our attention goes. Like, we would rather grow on YouTube than anywhere else.
Yes. Just in general. Yeah. If you're only going to choose to watch in one place, YouTube is that place.
Yeah. So there's like a little thing. If you're like, it doesn't matter to me if I watch on YouTube or Facebook, I guess, like, if you want to feel like you're helping us, yeah, you can watch on YouTube.
Yep. Comments and subscriptions and all that stuff are big.
Yeah. I truly think like engaging is the best thing you can do. And it's a fun way for us. It's like a mutual beneficial thing. Like, well, yeah, it's just like, it's a fun thing. Like, we notice you're helping. It's not just like, I'm watching on YouTube. You're doing that in the dark. We don't see it. It's like, you're leaving a thoughtful comment on YouTube. We see that. That's how fun is that? So, and that can even be on Instagram, just like replying to stories, leaving comments on Instagram posts. Like, those are helpful ways. Just being an engaging viewer.
Yeah.
Are the best ways to support us.
Tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I feel like there's a difference between if we grow through Trey, quote unquote, or if we grow kind of organically, quote unquote, like my quote unquotes. And so honestly, like just grassroots kind of growth is so important. I feel like in so many ways, because YouTube, from what we understand, recognizes that way differently than if they see like, oh, they just grew by 100,000 people overnight, but really only 100,000 of those 100,000 people, only 5,000 are actually watching this thing. So like, if we're growing true fans, that's huge. And so as simple as it is, just telling people about our stuff and like, whether it's literally sharing on your, on your social media or sharing face to face and being like, let me show you this funny video or like, let me tell you about these funny people.
I think that's really good.
I mean, that's how Ghostrunners has been. Like,
I'll say we've never had like a big break where it's like, oh, we got on this platform or nothing. It's just been gradual, organic.
Yeah. People consistently are like, dude, is Ghostrunners just blowing up? Which is classic, like blowing up, crushing it.
Killing
it's like no, we're just constantly growing. We're we're not growing by thousands every week or anything like that. It's just like we're a little bit, we're just growing a little bit.
Little by little.
And it's because people are telling people. It's not because we're paying for however,
Yeah, exactly.
listens or anything like that. So yeah, that's my thought was kind of similar to you. Like YouTube is where we make the most money per view, basically, and where we already have the most subscribers, and so therefore have the most clout, I guess.
Hey-o.
Yeah, is that a cool thing to say?
For sure.
And yeah, I didn't know if there was any other like.
Yeah, it was a
things.
really fun question, but nothing really jumped out as like, oh, this is like every creator knows this is the best way you can be supported. I mean, you guys are doing a great job. I feel like we get so many YouTube comments. You guys are so great on Instagram, so great on Patreon. The Facebook group has been fun. The memes are great. Like you guys are doing a great job. And
yeah. Ghostrunners wise, I'm not like, it's more Gene Shorts that I think, has any kind of potential to have more engagement. I feel like Ghostrunners, we have so much engagement already, which is so fun.
This could be a thing when we launch the girls channel here in a few weeks, be really eager for them. Support the girls,
sure.
Because Trey and Brad and I all have a hand in it, which will be a really exciting project too. So
yeah, I
think that'll get up and going in like 3 weeks with Lindsay and Morgan. So
there you go.
It'd be fun. If we think of anything else, we'll mention it. But
yeah,
good question. Whoever asked that this week. It was kind of a funny situation. So I go to the airport and it's, once you get through the gate, you pull the mask down. Okay, great. Have a nice flight. Thank you. You too. And it's like, all right, you can go left or right for the security to like put your bags through. On the left is a guy, and the back of his shirt says Paranormal Investigation Team, and then it's like, it says his member, like Ghost Squad, or like, Rogue member, or something like that. Where I'm like, I don't even want to know what that guy's got in his bags. Like, I don't know, or what kind of conversation I might get into.
Sure.
So I have Paranormal Investigation Team on the left. I have just the oldest man who's existed on the right. I'm like, I don't know. Paranormal's got a lot of bags. Probably at least a few metal detectors in there. I choose to go right. I choose to follow the old man.
No way.
I was like, this is an underdog story. Watch, we're going to get through.
You and Eugene.
Yeah. Me, myself, and you, Gene. He goes through the TSA, like the whirling dervish. Hands up.
Yep.
And they're like,
you have anything in your pockets? It's like, no, I've done this before.
Anyway. That's what you say. He gets through and like, oh, I think something went off. Do you have your belt on, sir? And he's like, oh, yes, I do. Takes the belt off, gives it to him, goes through like, something went off again. He's like, I have some metal in my knee. I'm like, oh, okay. We didn't know that. Great. And they're like, actually, no, it's above your knee. Do you have anything in your pockets? This old man pulls out 35 coins. He pulls out car keys. He pulls out a billfold, a handkerchief. I mean, pockets
what
are
a sweet old man.
Stuffed, dude, to the brim.
The fact that he even has coins is just great.
I mean, I don't even think like the bucket they get here, you put your stuff in here. It's like, I'm going to need two. Like it can't even fit in this container. The amount of crap
I love
he
that.
has.
Like, do you have any metal on you? He's like, well,
I mean, none.
Could this anvil potentially be it?
Yeah. It was so funny seeing something like that in person. Just like, really sweet. And I wasn't in a hurry, so I didn't mind.
Oh, that's
like,
hilarious.
He's like feeling around,
Like, now that I think of it,
I got a knee replacement a few years back. Oh, and I do have $8 in change in my pocket. That one of those two things probably set it off. So I was like, I'm glad I didn't go paranormal because I would have never got this experience. They both would have been interesting probably, but that was how the weekend or how Sunday started.
Tell me about Fargo though.
It was fun. It was a good show. It was, my first time ever performing comedy without Trey. And so one of the first things I noticed was like, it was interesting kind of being the guy in a way and just like subtle things, just people coming up to me beforehand being like, dude, I'm so excited to see you tonight. It's like, oh, that's like, that's subtle, but it's like, I'm not used to hearing that, right? Yeah. Ever. It's like, hey, we're excited. Like we've been hearing, everyone's been talking about you all week. We came to see you. It's like, wow, that's so cool. Like, I don't want to let you down. It's cool to like meet your audience beforehand almost. So that aspect was cool.
The beforehand, like, was it a dinner or what kind of event was it?
It was kind of like, I didn't want to just hang out in the green room. I don't know. It's a church. Yeah. It's casual. So I was just out in the sanctuary with everyone. They kind of got there early and there was popcorn and there was drinks.
Was it like a youth group? Young
adults. Okay. So it was like 20 to 30 age group. And
it's kind of a date night kind of event.
Yeah. Singles only.
Okay.
Not really, but that's kind of what young adult ministries end up being.
Yeah.
And so, the set went well. I added like probably 5 minutes worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun to say those jokes again. I feel like I found some new stuff and said some old jokes. I was like, I forgot about this. Maybe I should add this back in. This is fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of funny too. Just like I get done with my set and I was like, thank you. And then just go sit on a pew.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
where do I go from here?
I guess I'll just sit back
hands.
down. And they did a good job too. This was this church was built in the 80s, kind of during the revival area, the era of like traveling evangelist. And so they built like a 1,500 person sanctuary. Like, what if Billy Graham comes?
Yeah.
We got to hold him.
Okay.
And I guess the church was never really that big. And so now they're kind of in this spot where like,
it's like, what do we do?
It's just too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel like every member of the church, that was like their thing. They're kind of embarrassed by. They all told me the same story. Like, hey, now just FYI, this church was built in the 80s. I got like the same spiel all day. They were like kind of embarrassed by it, I think, or something. Maybe not embarrassed, but just like, hey, elephant in the room. It's kind of a big church, you know, whatever.
So did they like rope off certain areas? So it's like just sit in this center area?
Yeah, they did a good job. So they roped off everything but the middle. And then even right before I performed, they like pulled up chairs and like had everyone sit, right in front of the stage. So it was kind of cool. They were very helpful in that way. And everyone was really nice and fun. And I was showing, one of my favorite things is meeting a guy named Ryan. I think he's like 25. He's a member, young adult. He kind of helps out with the youth there. And he hasn't listened to much Ghostrunners, but he's listened to 8 episodes and they're our first 8. And he's listened to them recently. I never got to talk to someone like this. So he's very in tune with me 3 years ago.
Yes.
I was like, dude, this is fascinating. I was like, so what am I into right now? He's like, you're working out a lot. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That shocked me so much. Like,
And
I totally remember.
Did like the tanning bed thing.
Yeah. I would get Tootsie Rolls and tan or massage, whatever. And I was like, that's so funny. And he was just like, you're talking about this right now. This is going on. You used to the scuba show. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it was so fun. It was fascinating. I was like, dude, tell me more. I was just it was like I was meeting myself.
Yeah.
I was like, what else am I into?
It's what am I wrong about right now?
Yeah. Have you got to the COVID stuff yet?
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I knew I was going to like you because one of the first episodes, you guys were talking about thermostats and how you like it warm. And I was like, I don't remember saying that, but nothing's changed. I was like, dude, I'm going to send you a video when I get back to my hotel room tonight. I set it to 77 when I got in there. And so I texted him. So Ryan, awesome. You're the man. Also, Nate was a huge ghostie who came and was already a member of that church. And he's like, I guess he was in the meeting where like, we have a comedian who's going to come to a young adult night, Jake Triplett. He's like, what?
Yeah, it's like, is this a practical joke?
Wait, like no one else even knows who this is in this room.
How'd you
and I'm like
hear
a big fan.
Yeah.
So Nate was fun. Got pizza with him and he was a really nice guy. So overall, it's great. I would love to if you guys have a church or anything that you want to have me or Brad or both.
Would you say you're a Christian comedian or a comedian who's Christian?
You guys let me know. That's kind of a deep cut with Brad and I off the pod, but I'm a Christian. I shouldn't. People were like, wait, what's that?
Yeah, right.
What was that? It's just a joke about this guy we know who refuses. He doesn't want to be known as a Christian comedian, but he only performs in churches. His Instagram caption will be like, guys, I'm booking gigs. So if you have any youth groups or churches, like holler at me. But then his story will be like, why does everyone call me a Christian comedian? It's like, dude, get a grip.
It's not why is that a bad thing?
Yeah. And why are you so embarrassed to be like, that's fine.
Yeah.
If I end up performing at churches primarily, what a great way to make a living. I only get to meet, church people. That's cool. Oh, anyway, so yeah, it was a good experience. It was fun.
Yeah. This is a few other small stories. First of all, I joined a gym this past couple weeks ago.
I think Scott told me that.
Yeah. Lifetime Fitness with my family. Part of the reason that we were like, yeah, let's do this is they give you 2.5 hours every day worth of childcare for free.
Lifetime.
Yeah. And so, we've only used it once for the kids, but it's like, if anything else, that's like a haven for Catherine to like drop off the kids, go work out, and then have like an hour to herself or something.
Yeah.
So they have like a cafe kind of thing.
Oh, an hour to yourself.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild though. Like we did it the other day. We went all 4 of us together and we dropped them off. And then like before we worked out, we just sat there together and talked for like 2 minutes. And I was like, this is worth the price of admission right here. Anyway, but it's a cool gym. I'm
happy for you guys. That's fun.
It's a very nice gym. I went there the other night and played basketball. And after I played, I was like, I've been getting like really bad, like lower back pains lately. And so I was like, literally like, guys, I'm done. I gotta be done playing.
Your back probably hurts from carrying jean shorts lately. You ever think about that?
I've wondered about that, my delts are blasted. But anyway, I left really fast and showered, did the sauna. Love the sauna, dude. Big man sauna. Anyway, and got out and like, as I was like getting ready to leave, I realized, oh, my ball that I brought is still in the gym. Went back.
Dilemma.
No. I got dressed and everything. Went back.
Oh, I was just saying you have to stop the game. Like, hey guys, that's my ball.
No. It wasn't my ball that we used.
Oh, I hate stuff like that.
I threw the ball over to the side when we started playing. Came back. No ball.
Oh,
Ball was nowhere to be found.
ball gone.
And I was like, there was one ball that was similar to mine. I was like, hey, is that your ball? And he's like, yeah. Are you missing a ball? And he kind of started laughing. He's like, what a rookie mistake. Like, we're forgetting your ball. You got to always make sure you know where your ball is. And I was like, sorry, I figured this was a nice gym. No one was going to steal my ball.
Seriously, I wouldn't have thought that.
I was pretty bummed at the end of the night. I was like, it was kind of a weird day already. And it was like, well, this is just a weird topper on top of that day. And
Topper on top of that day. The Peck's new dog is named Topper.
they have a dog.
They have a dog. Guess what? It's named Topper.
Does it suck? Sorry. Is it terrible?
Because it's named Topper?
No, because Scott, the one dog that Scott had growing up was named Roxy. And he's like, dude, remember Roxy? She was the best dog. I was like, Scott, that was one of the worst dogs I've ever seen in my entire life. It was an awful dog. It was not cute. It was not play. It was like some mutt. What's Topper?
Topper is a really pretty dog. It's
Okay.
like an Australian Shepherd.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, something.
Good for you,
something
Scott.
beautiful.
Okay,
Maybe
I
a
take it back.
purebred.
Better than Roxy. Sounds
Yeah.
like. Anyway, 2 days later, I walk in and I had told like the staff like, hey, I lost my ball. And they're like, oh yeah, I mean,
New guy.
yeah, we'll look for it. And I was like, they're not gonna find it. No one's just gonna be like, hey, I found a ball.
It was near the dumbbells.
And then yeah, yesterday I walk in and they're like, dude, I think I found your ball. And I was like, what? And they were so like mysterious about how they found it.
Like couldn't get their story straight.
Yeah, one girl was like, I actually was the one that found it. And I was like, no way, where'd you find it? And they were like, I feel like they just said like, just was just lying around.
It was kind of where I was looking.
And I walked around the gym multiple times. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, okay. I don't know what the eventual story was, but all that to say, like, and if you know me, you know that I'm not like a big lock your doors kind of guy. I'm not a big like
trusting.
I'm not very scared of getting stuff stolen. But after I had my ball stolen, I was like locking every door I had all the time and like, zipping up everything. And
Good.
so, but now I'm back. Whatever. I'm unlocked.
How's the basketball? Actually, what are the guest pass situation? What's that looking like at Lifetime?
I don't know how many of them I get, but I know I have a few. So
Like every month you get new passes? Or how's
that's
it work?
what I don't know. I know that I get like 2, but I don't know if it's like 2 a month or 2 ever or what. But I would love for you to come check it out.
Cool.
It's really nice. It's cool.
Fun.
And if you have kids, just throw them into the kids' room.
Does it have to be kids?
Up to 12 years old. So define it how you want.
I was going to take Isaac.
What if?
He's been acting up.
Hey, my boy. Yeah, he lives with me, and I just need to get him out of the house a little bit. Yeah, do you have any solutions for? Yeah, we have this great kids program.
Awesome. He's great with kids.
Yeah, he
You
loves
mean like other
kids.
kids?
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I met him when I was doing ministry. Actually, kind of brought him into my house. Anyway, but yeah, it was interesting. But I'm going to tell one more story, and
Great.
I don't know if this guy is going to listen to the podcast.
Okay.
First of all, I think you're a cool guy, no matter what happens. We haven't become like good friends yet. We had a really, really good conversation at the hot tub one night to the point where it was like, I need to get out of this hot tub because I'm going to overheat, but it's just such a good conversation. Like, it was like we were connecting on faith and like connecting on like our family values and all these different things. And then long story short, learn that he is selling Amway products. Do you know Amway? Do you know what that is?
Dude, I actually never talked about this on the podcast. Well, yeah, you go first.
Well, the thing was like, I like really connected with him, left that night, like not like, didn't know at the time. But then he wanted to connect with me a couple of days later.
In a different way.
But his wording that he used, he was like, I would love to connect you with the mentor that I've had the last couple.
Yep.
And I was
This is the verbiage.
I was like, this sounds odd.
Dang.
And I don't know how much detail I want to go into, but I'm just going to do it.
I love it. I love it.
So I think we talked about this, maybe not, but at F12, there was supposed to be an event after us. Do you remember this? Did you hear about this?
No, I don't think I was aware of that.
So originally at F12, it was
yeah.
like, we got to get Ghostrunners people out by 10:30 because we're going to have another event at like 11:30.
Yeah.
But then they realized like, oh no, the 11:30 event was actually for the next weekend. So then I learned about this 11:30 event, how it was really great and crazy and cool. And then I was talking to this guy about my podcast at Lifetime. And I was like, yeah, and we actually did this thing at Chick-fil-A and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, I just was at that Chick-fil-A doing this event. I was like, no way, I heard about this event the next week. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Are you following me so far?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I feel like I'm being very generic a few times. So I just want to make sure you're.
No, I'm
you're
good
with
so
me.
far. Yeah.
And so then when he said that like little thing about like my mentor or whatever, I did some investigative journalism. I went to Chick-fil-A, had to go to Chick-fil-A, you know,
and uncovered.
twist my arm and asked one of the Chick-fil-A people that helped us with, you know, everything that we did for the event. Like, what's this? What's the deal with these guys? And the network that they're a part of is like the most vague sounding name, like Christian Leadership Challenge or something like that.
Logistical, technical operations.
Yeah. And it's like, that sounds great. And then you look it up and it's like, oh, it's through Amway, which is just like mail, MLM kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just mail, but anyway, it was like one of those things where it's like, I still want to be friends with the guy. Like I genuinely think we have the possibility of being friends, but I'm like, I texted him. I was like, I'm not really interested in meeting with him after all. Because originally I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. Let's
cool.
Let's connect with this guy. I'd love to meet other like-minded Christian dudes, you know.
But you don't want a relationship that's like dependent on
transactional stuff.
Yeah,
like,
transactional.
It's like, well, why didn't you, you know, where are your sales at? You know, it's like, oh, how about we just talk about our kids or, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
Yeah, dude, I got hit up when I was, last week plus a couple weeks when I was in Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah. Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You been?
Oh, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Keep it weird.
I got a call from a girl I haven't talked to since college. And Trey was making fun of me because I just answered the phone. He's like, dude, I would never just answer the phone from someone I've never talked to since
Trey
college.
would never. Yeah, he's right. I probably wouldn't either. And
I was just answered the phone and we caught up for like 2 minutes. And then she was just like, I wanted to talk to you. You know, she kind of sets it up because me and so-and-so, her husband, like we've been kind of doing these like entrepreneurial different ventures and we just moved to Kansas City and we know you live there and everything you did in college, you know, you had this business. And so far, hook, line, and sinker, I'm like, wow, yeah, sure.
Keep building me up. That's
great. Okay, butter my bisque. And then...
Butter my bisque. Lobster bisque.
Oh, yeah. And I discovered that in Florida with Rachel's family. Had no idea what lobster bisque was.
Rachel just introduced you to so many things.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard of lobster bisque?
It's pretty good.
This is not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty
Tomatoes on your burger, guys. What do you think? Pickles? Like, just like very normal thing. Like, guys, cilantro, pretty good on tacos.
Yeah. Dryer sheets.
I mean,
pretty fun.
Hello. That snuggly bear.
Brushing your teeth, get this, in the morning.
Yeah.
You guys
twice
been doing
a day.
You guys been doing this?
I mean, yeah.
Open my eyes.
Yeah.
To a lot. And so I'm trying to figure out, you know, she's like, is this something you'd be interested in? I was like, I mean, to be honest with you, my schedule feels very full right now. If it's any kind of entrepreneurial venture, I'm probably looking for something if it's like very passive income. And I'm kind of joking, like, wouldn't that be great? Like if I could just make money.
Just lobbed up the prompt to her.
Well, and I was trying to be self-aware and like acknowledging like, I'm probably not the right guy. Cause I mean, be like,
sure.
You know what I would love to do is make money without doing anything. We're like, wouldn't we all? Duh.
I was born in 1990, so that makes sense. Like us millennials.
I was like, you know, real estate's about the only thing I really have time for when it comes to like additional whatever. And she was like, well, it's not really anything like that, but let me still talk to you about it. And I was like, that was the first like little red flag. I was like, what? I think I was pretty clear. Like I have no time for anything. And so she's telling me, and it's just the vaguest pitch of all time. Like, you know how everything's kind of online these days? Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. Like if you put www in front of something that's like the internet, like a website.
Okay, you get it then.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Yeah.
I think we're saying the same thing.
You know what? Everything's online these days. I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how like most cars like use wheels these days? Like,
okay, you're getting it. You're getting it.
Yeah, you've seen how they work.
You would be a great part of the team if you can get that. And she's like, we are an e-commerce business essentially. And I was like, great. But it's like most things have an electrical commerce side to them. You know,
he used that exact same term.
Girl, actually.
No, my guy.
Oh, did he really?
E-commerce.
Really?
And I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, cool. But like,
what? The industry. Like, I was like, what industry is it in, though? She's like, I would say the industry is just e-commerce. I was like, but like
you sell your stuff online, like every other brand.
But what's the stuff? You know, like I'm trying to get, and I cannot ever, I'm not trying to be too pushy, but I'm like, I'm kind of intrigued still. I'm like, what is this product? And eventually we get down the end of the path. She's like, well, our parent company is our actual company you haven't heard of. You don't know it. She didn't even tell me the company name. She's like, but our parent company is Amway. And I was like, oh. And then I got like legitimately frustrated.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was just like, hashtag the nerve.
The nerve. Yeah.
The nerve to like, you know, I don't know. Just like, we're Facebook friends. She knows what I'm doing, and she's trying to take advantage of it. She's trying to like take advantage of what I'm doing and the money I might be earning, and just like shamelessly being like, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You would be great.
I think you could nail this.
Yeah. Just like, I know it probably feels empowering. You have this false sense of like you're a business owner, but you're not. You need to be aware that you're not. And your skill set could be so much more valuable doing something else other than using your friends to make money.
That's what's so hard about just business in general. It's hard to like advertise to your own friends. And it's like, please don't feel pressure to do this. But then the MLM industry is like really amped that up, because it's like anyone could like get into it now. Like it's pretty small barrier to entry. So it's like, let's go for it. And then it's like, but even the people that I'm like, you 100% believe in your product, you 100% believe it's like a great product, but it's still just like, oh, that'd be so hard to just like consistently feel, and maybe they eventually just don't feel shame for it anymore, but just like this feeling of like, I'm going to reach out to you, but the only reason I'm reaching out to you is because I want to come around the backside, and
I want to make money off of you.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to call someone I haven't talked to in 9 years, and it was just going to be no problem. I was going to call them and like try to get money out of them. Just the nerve.
Yeah. The nerve.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, it's never been easier to make money online. Or anyway, it's never been easier to like start a business, to have a side hustle. Like, do that. Find a passion. Don't sell off-brand cleaning products. Like do something you're passionate about.
I mean, you bought the off-brand cleaning products.
Sometimes, if they're door to door and they have a good sob story, sure.
OJ could have gotten away with it with this.
Last thing I'll say, just to wrap it up, you're not a bad person if you work for Amway. That's not the problem. It's the way you go about selling your business.
Oh, I don't think I like this guy.
Yeah, the way you go about communicating what you're trying to do is what everyone has an issue with. It's not bad if you work for those companies.
Yeah, and whatever. I really didn't. It was a weird feeling of like, oh, he actually, because like jokingly in my head, I was like, maybe this guy's doing an MLM thing, and it's like, oh, actually, I think he is doing
sneak attack.
And it's like, whatever. But
it's just too bad.
Yeah, it's too bad. Another really quick, funny story is there is a mom to one of my good friends' wives. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Jeremy Holiday's mother-in-law messaged me on Facebook the other day. She's like, Brad, we live really close to this house for sale that's in Lenexa, and I think it'd be perfect for you because it's got a like back shop that you could drive or park a airplane in. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty big. She's like, I think it'd be great for you. And so I looked it up online, and it was like $800,000. And I was like, okay, Roxy, how well do you think I'm doing here? Like, I'm just trying to make ends meet.
Catherine doesn't work, right?
I would pawn off Tommy's, mom's wedding ring for Hattie's college fund. I'm not just dominating things here. And so it was one of those funny things where it's just like, how much, who do you think you got here? That's it.
Like, Brad, you should go on tour. You should just perform at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Just perform comedy there.
You should be on Netflix, dude. Oh, not a bad idea.
Brad, just buy this 5-bedroom house with a huge shop in it. That'd be great for you.
That was the thing. It was like, it wasn't a mansion, but it was big. It was like, I don't know, 5,000 square feet. Like, it's like a big house.
Yeah.
And it was like, A, I don't want to live in that big of a house because I think it's cool to be close to your family. B, yeah, it was just like, no, I'm not going to be able to afford this anytime, maybe someday, but not right now. So just funny.
Once you change where it's $1 million, you get the house.
Maybe so. Maybe.
That's fun. Yeah. That's funny. People have good intentions. It's just funny.
Yeah. It was fine. So,
saying house stuff real quick, and the price of it just reminded me, got a letter in the mail. Well, got it a couple weeks ago, opened it yesterday.
Smart.
Found it yesterday for the first time. Turns out, haven't paid my mortgage yet.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, which makes sense because as I've been looking at my bank account, being like,
it just keeps going up.
Home ownership ain't too bad. I'm like, man, it really feels like, it's just like, yeah, you never really see it go down. It's just up and away.
Man.
And then, I haven't paid my mortgage in 3-4 months. So I got quite the bill to take care of at some point soon. So that was a bummer. And on top of that, last week I get a call like, it's the day of a show. Do you know about this?
No, I'm just thinking in my head that you haven't paid your mortgage for 4 months.
Yeah. It's like, man, expensive. But Isaac's like, hey, I don't know if you know anything, but the water won't turn on. And
like on one hand, you're like, dude, I am killing it. Like, look how great I am. On the other hand, it's like, oh, I'm not paying for anything.
Oh yeah, it's so humbling and just like, you have no idea what you're doing. You don't have anything together. And
so wait, you just don't have like automatic payments set up or whatever?
Well, I hadn't even paid it from the get-go. I didn't know, like, you know, you just...
I didn't know you had to pay for water.
Water's... What kind of country am I living in? Gotta pay for water?
I had a well growing up. Did you guys have a well?
Yeah, yeah.
So did you have to pay for, like, I genuinely don't know the answer to that question.
Do you have to pay for well water?
I don't know.
Probably not.
But how do you, like, you have to somehow filter it, right? I don't know. This is going to be one of those Steve Triplett, like, you
Steve
idiots.
knows.
Like,
I'm going to take the stance of, once you install the well, that's yours, baby.
it's your water. Do
And
it as you will.
As you will.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it's free water.
Okay.
But at school, you have to get the, what's that called? Fluoride. You have to get fluoride when you go to school.
Okay.
You ever have that?
What do you mean by get the fluoride?
Like once a week, the nurse would come by with look like Jello shots. And
Once a week?
You take those. Yeah, you
Oh,
slosh
wow.
it around. Yeah, you take the colorful shots.
Is this like a small town thing?
Must be, yeah.
Like everyone drank it?
Fluoride. Yeah, slosh it around, spit it
No
back in the
way.
cup, and then Nurse Diane takes it away.
I'd never heard of this.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, like I got fluoride treatment like at the dentist growing up, like
Oh,
once every
interesting.
6 months, but like maybe it was even once a year. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gotten by once a week.
Once
but,
a week is amazing.
Hey, it felt decently often.
Interesting.
I would say my fluoride, it was a 1-to-1 ratio of amount of fluoride trips and like substitute teachers I had, you know, like in that time.
Oh, that's not once a week then, right?
I don't know.
Fluoride's like a controversial thing now. It's like, should we put it in water or not?
Oh, is it like giving kids autism or something?
Everything is. So
Cool.
I don't know.
Well,
But it is in like public water. So you're good.
cool. Either way, I am paying for it now. It just, you know, when I bought this house, I pay gas to one company, I pay electric to one company, I pay this to one company. I was like, I think all my bases are covered. Turns out water no clue. Had
And there's
no idea.
wastewater. You remember that one?
Haven't even got that one yet, so that's gonna be cool.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. They'll tell you if they want you to pay, you know?
They got my attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, Isaac, I'm so sorry. And so I called, figured it all out. And I was like, all right, I paid it. And they're like, great, we will get someone out there to turn it back on. I was like, if it's a switch, look, my roommate's got nothing going on. He just got done being a Lifetime Fitness in the kids department. I can have him find the
Right.
switch.
I don't think it's that easy, or else people will just be like, hey, the water's not on.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I want to find this switch.
Sure, it's
So,
like a keyed switch.
well, some prize to figure out. Make a wooden
That's
key.
right. One more just like victorious thing from Brad. It was a couple weeks ago now. I think I mentioned the day of F12, I was supposed to fix my oven. And
Yeah.
I was like, Catherine, I don't have time for this right
Bad
now.
time.
Terrible time. But bro, I fixed the oven. And it was the most like, we had this issue with our oven where it was just like not detecting the temperature. And so like, it just kept heating up until to the point where it was like 700 degrees.
You got to burn your quesadillas.
100%. All the quesadillas.
All 40 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so and so we'd have to like go and like turn off the breaker every time like this would happen.
Oh, this is annoying.
And our oven is not like a super nice oven, but it's like a 1.5 times as wide as a normal oven.
Congrats on that.
And these days,
No wonder Jeremy Holiday's mother-in-law was,
Yeah.
or whatever, aunt texted you.
however wide, it's like 42 inches maybe. And these days a 42-inch oven is like so expensive, like $4,000-$5,000.
You got in early.
And yeah, got in with the Sears version. And now it's like only like the industrial nice stuff. And so I'm like, we're not like replacing this oven. We're going to try to get it fixed. So I called this guy, had him come out, paid him like $100 to diagnose it. And he's like, yeah, it'll be about $800 to fix this thing. And he's like, all you got to do is you need a new circuit board. And I was like, well, is it one of those things I could do myself?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like it was amazing because he worked for Sears. And he's like right when I said that, he's like, yes, you should absolutely do it yourself. Like,
Really?
it was like he's probably trained to be like, hey, this is what we're going to do. But right when I asked, he's like, you can order the part online. It's a $300 part or whatever. And then you literally just like if you know how to do anything handy. And I was like, yeah, I have my own business where I work with my hands. So it's like, he's like, yeah, you just plug in the things.
Oh,
And I was like, great.
stinks that it was $300 though.
Well, just wait, Jake.
Okay, I'll wait.
So then I did some research on YouTube because I was kind of bothered by there was a $300 price and then there was like a $150 like refurbished circuit board price.
How nice of an oven do we need?
And I noticed, I was like, okay, you have to send in this circuit board and then they fix it for you and then they send it right back. And I was like, okay, so how hard is it to fix this thing?
Mm-hmm.
So I found out this video and I learned how to solder something.
You soldered your own circuit board?
I like if anybody knows what I'm talking about at all, they're like, oh, it's nothing. But I like retouched up a soldering joint on the circuit board. So I had to like take it out of the oven.
This
like,
is fun.
Yeah, you would have actually probably really enjoyed it. I'd take it out of the oven, like very carefully pry it open, find where the soldering, like where the burnt out joint was, and like melt some solder and like put it on there, put it back on, reattached everything on the oven, turned it on, and it worked.
400 degrees and staying at 400 degrees.
And staying there, baby.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was, and so I was like, I just saved our family $700. You know?
And I mean, house might have burnt down. Who is to say what would have happened had you not fixed it?
Yeah, $700 and a whole house. You know, and we can't afford a nice new one. So
that's really impressive, though.
It was awesome. It was
quite
like
the sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I may have almost burned down our house with the chimney, but I did not burn it down with the oven. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got both at the same time, because this happened to me last night as I'm opening all these like bills and everything. It's just like bummer after bummer. Like I opened like 4 things in a row of like things I opened or that I owed money. And then Isaac was like, don't forget this one. I was like, gosh, I don't even want to open this one. But it was this random letter. I guess it's like a homeownership thing. I did feel like I asked for this. They just sent it to me. It was like, hey, here's an update on what your house is appraising for. And I was like, oh, fun. It was like a letter basically saying like, you have more money than you knew of. So it all evened out. I fixed my own oven in a way.
Well,
that was my oven fix.
Okay. I'm gonna let you be happy about it.
Nope. Tell me what it means.
The more your house appraises for, that's how much taxes you have to pay on it though.
Dang it.
That's the only sucky thing.
Because it was showing me, it was like, look what it appraised for in 2018. Look what it appraised for. I'm like, this is awesome. Look at this upward trend.
Right. Well, and it's good. Like overall, it's like, oh yeah, my house is more valuable. Obviously, that's the most important thing. But like, there's certain people in like, let's say like people that have lived in Prairie Village for 50 years or something that bought their house for 20 grand. And now people are like, hey, you have to spend, taxes on $400,000 for this house because that's how much it's worth now.
Oh, that's still worth it.
And so it's like really frustrating to them because they're like, I'm used to paying taxes on this. And now all of a sudden it's gone up like crazy.
Oh, that's still so worth it though. It's like, you have to pay taxes, but your house is.
It's worth it if you can afford it. Like if you can afford the taxes. But some people like
they'd rather just live in the house and not even make money off the house. They'd rather just live there.
Or they might not like they might just have a job that's like a very normal job, but they got into the house a long time ago or something.
That's what I'm saying. They'd rather just live there, even though it's like, no, well, your house has more value. It's like we don't want to sell the house. We just want to live here and pay our old taxes.
Yeah, we want to be content with just paying off this house, and we're good with it.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Anyway, but that's the double-edged sword with home appraisals.
I say I'm not living here forever. Bring it on.
Yeah,
up we go, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Upward basketball.
That's right. We're thinking about refinishing our floors or like taking out the carpet of our like back living room and putting wood floors in there.
Cool.
And we're using Martine to do it.
Oh, he's good.
And he is good, but he does not speak English very well. We were kind of coordinating back and forth, and then we're like, okay, great, we'll do it on March 14th, blah, blah. And he texted me.
Pi Day. Good for you guys.
He texted me a couple days after and said, price on materials probably different because everything is go up $.
Well, sure.
And I was like, oh, is he just playing me at this point? So I just texted him back. I said, how much? And then he waits 3 days. What's he send back? A question mark. And all I said to the question mark was, what? And then literally just now he texted me back, how much?
Oh.
So I'm like, oh.
No, how much to you?
Yeah.
You tell me how much.
Tell you what my budget is? My budget is less than you quoted me originally. Like, it's just a weird.
That's too bad. I really value good communication. That would be a bummer to feel like.
And that's the thing. Like in person, he talks fine English. Like
really?
We can talk decent, and better than that sentence. So
imagine just saying question mark to someone in real life. Like, dude, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Question mark?
And just the professionalism of, I'm just going to throw a question mark out there. He's done work with us before, but anyway, don't know what to do. Funny. What do I say back to how much?
I don't know. Just if you don't know, just question him.
I'll just say $1 question mark.
Yeah.
That's what he says. What?
Yeah.
What, sir?
Aim small, miss small.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's funny. Yeah. Keep us updated on Martine and those ongoing negotiations.
Okay.
Let's listen to a couple voice memos. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it, Brad?
Let's do it, Jake.
Hey, Jake and Brad. This is Emily. Just had to send you a voice memo because, Jake, I am so genuinely happy for you that you have a girlfriend, and
thank you.
Don't even know you, but congrats. So excited for you. Brad, congrats on baby number 3 coming. So exciting. I'm a mom to 4. It's so wild, but so fun. So yeah, found you guys through Trey sort of recently, got some KC vibes. I'm also from Kansas City, now living in Nebraska.
Bummer.
And I was a camper at K2 and K Classic. So,
nice.
So fun to listen to you. You're my favorite podcast to listen to while I fold my mountains of laundry every night. Here's my question for you. What is something you enjoyed doing as a child that was kind of weird. Did you have any weird hobbies or spent an unusual amount of time doing anything interesting? Love to know. Thanks, guys.
M-Dog, thank you. Appreciate it. It's funny. It seems like the married women are the ones most excited for me.
They're like, he's missing something in his life. He doesn't even realize it. No.
Yeah, Emily, where to start? I mean, I feel like we've gone over plenty of different things I've gone into, you know, between Jake the Great, the magician, or the different stages. My dad actually went into this at F12 on stage, just all these different stages I went in, you know.
Oh, that's right. What did he say about the bird?
Yeah, I mean, any movie I watched, I would become the protagonist for about 2 weeks, you know, where I thought I was Batman and I wouldn't respond to my parents unless they called me Bruce. And I was like, oh, yes, what do you want?
Oh, yeah.
Question mark. You know, I watched Dances with Wolves, and then I only wanted to shoot buffalo for a couple weeks. Or I go through, and I would call Caitlin Robin when I was Batman, all this stuff. But my parents said the only one that was actually annoying was when I thought I was a bird. So I just flapped my wings and, you know, made all this noise for weeks and weeks and weeks. And they said it was just the worst. And they wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was always going through a stage. I remember like got really into sign language for like a month. And then that was back to back. I remember kind of doing sign language and yo-yo at the same time. Got really into yo-yo for a while. I mean, math was always the weirdest thing I did. I mean, I asked for shower crayons because I wanted to do math on the walls. That was pretty strange. Learned this about myself at F12 too from my dad. And I remembered it, but back in the day, I used to, whenever I'd get the math book, you know, at the beginning of the year, like, all right, you're in 7th grade math, I'd go ahead and just do all the problems because I knew they were going to assign either evens or odds. I'm like, well, if I just go ahead and knock out all of them, then my homework's done. So that was pretty weird.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When would you just do it in your free time? Like
probably in class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so you could learn without the teacher, like in math. Pretty easily.
Math kind of made sense. Yeah. Nothing else I couldn't do like that. But yeah, math just kind of made sense that way.
That's so cool. Yeah, for me, I was pretty normal. I didn't do as weird of things as Jake. Yo-yo was like a little bit of a phase. I was really into like G.I. Joe kind of stuff. So I played with those. Like I could, like not even like in a weird way. I think I could genuinely still like, if you gave me a bucket of like little action figures, I could be entertained by myself in a room for like an hour. I'm dead serious. I think so. Yes. Like it was just like
What would you do? What would you reenact with?
I would have narrative. It would be like we got the bad guys and the good guys and whatever. We got to go like attack them and sneak around and like
maybe there's like a mole in the group.
Yeah, exactly. It's a traitor. Or like, wait, you had this? Like that was you?
Yeah,
you know, like
she's my wife.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I loved like.
Little Trojan horse action, maybe.
Like I don't specifically remember playing them when I was older, but I bet I played with them until I was 12, like old enough to not be playing with G.I. Joes anymore. And like when I say G.I. Joes, I don't mean like the big, like 12-inch tall ones. I mean like the small, like
they're staying on like platform, like army guys.
Yeah. Army. Not army guys that are like fixed though. Like the ones that like were movable and stuff, like the arms and bend and stuff.
Olathe army guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of nice.
And I mean, besides that, I played so many sports growing up, especially like my closet of the top of my closet in my bedroom was like destroyed from like dunking on like my basketball goal.
The top of your closet?
Yeah. Cause like the plastic, like we would like, you know, rip it down and like, it would like just get all messed up or like, you know, we'd like actually push each other into the closet or something. And it was kind of it was one of those like foldable, like 4-door foldable closets. And so like, they're not super strong. So if you push those things, they're going to give a little bit. So, I mean, we just got into normal things, sports and N64 and, you know, all that fun stuff. So
a weird thing you just made me think of this that I did in the realm of sports. Ever since I can remember, I was really into the realism and the realistic aspect of video games and sports. So like, I mean, I might've been in like 6th grade playing Madden. And, you know, everyone else wanted to play like, you know, Slugfest or NFL Blitz. And I was like, I want to play Madden and I want 15-minute quarters. And I would let the play clock run down.
Oh my gosh.
Because I wanted it to be like as realistic as possible. Like I would
miserable.
I would punt on 4th down. I would kick every PAT. Like I would play the teams that the Chiefs were playing that week.
Okay.
Like I was obsessed with recreating it as realistically as possible.
That takes forever.
I didn't think that was weird at all. I was just like, this is what's fun. This is how you should play a video game.
That's funny.
And then as I got older and older, I was like, oh, no one.
You play 4-minute quarters?
Yeah, no one played
Yeah.
Madden like this.
No. You like I need to have a good, you know, balance between run and pass.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
so the play action works.
Yeah, you guys have to play action. Yeah. Trying to get some single coverage here.
That's great.
Yeah, let them load the box and then you punish them.
Did you do a lot when you played basketball by yourself? Did you simulate a lot? Like, you know, you were playing another team.
Like video games, or what do you mean?
No, like in your room with the closet, you know, or,
no, absolutely,
or in your like backyard or wherever you were shooting hoops. Like,
dude, I love that, recreating all these scenarios,
yeah,
or just creating.
4.
Yeah,
oh no, he got fouled. Whatever you're missing, it's like he got fouled, and then like, you know, whatever. Or there's 0.3 seconds left on the clock. They do the alley-oop, and I would always recreate myself as like the most like walk-on player at KU. Like, we always got the poster every single year with like all the players on there. And so like there was a guy named Chris Zerby back in the day.
That's
like,
my guy.
Never played a minute, you know, unless they were just dominating people. And, you know, Chris Zerby all of a sudden one day, you know, had to come in because all these other guys were getting hurt. Chris Zerby scored 25 points. You know?
So that's who you played as in your head.
I mean, I'd play as all of them, but yeah. I really gave shine to like the guys that weren't supposed to be that good.
So I would play as myself in the future a lot.
Okay.
But I was never the hero. It was like, I know I'm not ever going to dunk a basketball.
You had realistic.
So even,
you were so realistic.
Yeah. Like my like highlights for like when I get older, it was still like me throwing alley-oops. It was like, I'm not the guy who's going to dunk it, but like, what about this pass?
Yeah. Right.
And
so would you literally just pass it? And then...
I'd pass it, and then I would go like I would run over and then do the reverse of it, like bounce off the ground and catch the pass and dunk it on a small hoop. But I was really big into recreating the athletes I watch. This is probably pretty normal though, of just like, I remember I had all the KU basketball players' free throw routines memorized. I would practice that in my basement. I had all the St. Louis Cardinals like batting stances memorized. Right. Almost every MLB player back in the day had their batting stance down.
Did you ever get like mentally, were you ever like, oh man, I never make it because when I'm acting like Kerry Kittles, like, you know, like, or like, oh, I'm gonna make this shot because
it's Aaron Miles from the free throw line.
Of course, I'm making this one. Like, whatever, like all these different people. Did that ever cross your mind?
No,
like,
actually, I don't think.
Man, like I always make it when I'm Chris Zerby, but like, yeah, Drew Gooden, you know, he always misses for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I keep him humble, but Chris Zerby, he needs the praise.
I should be JJ Redick more probably. That's more fun.
Anyway,
yeah, good stuff. Good. Hey, good talk.
Fun question.
Thanks, Emily Hines. Let's do one more from Joanna. Could be
Joanna, na.
Hey, Jake and Brad. This is Joanna from Huntington Beach, California. I have been loving your podcast so far. I just started listening in the fall.
Thank you.
And I'm only on episode 91, so I still am working hard to get caught up. So I don't know if you have been assigned this challenge yet in all those episodes that I haven't listened to. But I was wondering if you guys could help me out. My husband and I are expecting a baby this fall, and I'm just heading into my second trimester. I don't have much of a baby bump yet, but when I do, I have a feeling that strangers, when I'm out and about, are going to A, want to touch my baby bump, or B, give me unsolicited advice. Do you guys have any good comebacks or things that I can say to these strangers who are going to approach me about my baby bump? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
First things
Joanna.
first. Oh, you're pregnant? And you just go, whoa! Just act like it's like, no!
Oh my!
How did that get there? It's a 24-hour window. I don't know. No, what? You're right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow, you're pretty observant. I had no idea. You must be, wow.
Holy, you know, my mom said somebody would notice, and they were right.
You nailed it. You nailed it, honey. Real quick, just before I forget, she's from Huntington Beach. Last episode, we talked about, you're like, Huntington, New York is like, the only thing I know is Huntington Beach.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like only on episode 91.
That's wild.
And she left a voice memo.
She knew.
A couple days ago. So, Joanna, like months from now, it's probably like summertime for you. You're going to get caught up to this episode. You left a voicemail about Huntington Beach the same week we talked about Huntington Beach. You just didn't know it.
Wow. That's cool.
That's cool. Okay. Anyway, yeah, someone comes up to you. I think one option is you deny the pregnancy and you say, they're like, whoa, bump's getting a little bigger. You say, yeah, thankfully it is benign, but the doctor said they've never seen a mole this big. Yeah. It is one of the bigger moles in North America.
I have a friend, Peter. His cyst is actually on the backside of it. It's way worse.
Yeah, other excuses of why it's big. Yeah, I've been eating good.
I mean, classics.
You ever had frozen custard? Way better than ice cream.
Hey, between you and me, I'm actually trying to smuggle a basketball. You know,
got this one from Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah, that's right. That poor guy has no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for asking two guys this question. Like
I like the idea of like, because it's very normal now to compare it to like, how big is he? He's the size of just a grape right now. Oh my gosh. I think comparing it like, oh, thank you. He's like comparing it to the size of something that could be any size. Like, yep, he's the size of a balloon right now. Like, how big is that?
He's,
Yeah,
You've
seen a balloon.
He's the size of a plate.
Isn't that cool?
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
A cup. They say he could fit in a cup.
He could fit in a cup right now. If you were to take him out and put him down, he could fit in a cup.
Next week it'll be a bowl. So that's pretty funny.
They say he is the size of a small animal right now.
Yeah. He's the size of a dog. So whatever one you want. That's pretty good.
Just a very ambiguous size.
Yeah. Ooh, size of a
small hat. It's like, I don't know. What is that? Is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Gap hat. That's the size of him. He is the size iPad mini. I don't know.
Yeah, he's the size of one of the generations of iPhones. Any of them.
Yeah, so pretty cool, huh?
No, I have no idea what to say. I mean,
yeah.
I think, or maybe just get like way too, if they want to lean into it, you lean into it even more.
You make them go, yeah, you like it? You want to touch it?
Yeah.
Touch it.
Yeah, it's
get in my belly
button. It
button.
hasn't kicked for a while, but like, which means it'll probably kick soon. So for probably 5-7 minutes from now, it'll kick.
He usually kicks my navel. Put your finger in there. See if you could feel him.
Get deep in the navel. Yeah.
Yeah, shy them away from ever asking again. Do something pretty unforgettable.
Well, what I've noticed, or maybe I've heard Catherine tell stories about people misgendering little infant babies when it's like very obvious, like Hattie will have a big bow on her head, like whenever she was, 6 months old, and people will be like, "Oh, he is just so precious," and she'll be like, "How are you that wrong?"
It's like a pink bow.
Yes, and like vice versa, like with Bo, like people just. Why assume? Why not just say, "Hi, little baby"? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, baby. Whatever. Like,
hey there.
Yeah, with Bo, I remember she even said, like, yeah, some people thought he was a girl. And it's like really offensive to moms. I don't really. I guess I would kind of mind a little bit if I was with them and somebody called my boy a girl or something. But like, whatever. Like, I would just say, oh, actually, he's a boy. See how he's got a basketball on his shirt and no pink anywhere. Anyway,
cool.
We got any more?
No, we have some, but they are written form and they're actually on the Apple Podcast app. And there was a series of stars left alongside them.
Okay.
So let's do our voice memos that were written of the week.
Okay. Mine is coming from Lucas Fish.
Really? What did he say?
The cheese. 5 stars. This is the best pod I've ever listened to. I came over from Correct Opinions and I haven't looked back on Jake and Brad yet. Hasn't gone perverse. Lighthearted, relatable humor, and all the glorious inside jokes you could ever need. This pod slaps different. Thank you guys for all you do. P.S. Listening from Maine. Hope to see you in Portland, Jake. It's a long drive. Oh, there's a Portland, Maine, too, guys. That's what you're talking about. Anyway, thank you, Lucas.
It's a long drive. Oh, that's funny.
Are you going to Portland soon?
I think in like 3 weeks.
Okay.
We're doing like a Northeast run, which would be good.
Cool.
Maybe see some people. I want to hit up the guys who sold me the limo and let them know I'm coming to town.
Oh, yeah.
They would love it.
You guys had like a relationship with them.
Yeah, Tim and Greg. Spent 5 days with them. They sold us a limo that had broken brake pads. So yeah, we bonded.
But then they were like cool about it, right?
They were
like,
very, very awesome.
Like they're like, dude, I'm so sorry that happened. Let's help
here's
you
a
fix it."
lobster on me.
Thank you. Lobster bisque would be nice too.
We're even. Mine's from Soccer2474. Says this podcast. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one I meant to read. Sorry, Soccer. We read yours 2 weeks ago anyway. These guys are so funny and always make me laugh really hard.
All right.
Even if I'm sad or upset, they can make me happy. Keep up the good work, you guys. The username is Pledge Sniffer.
Pledge Sniffer?
Which is a funny username.
That's one of those ones they created like at 18 years old.
Yeah, that's great. That's mainly the part of the review that I like the most, is that their name is Pledge Sniffer.
Dude, one of my favorite, Pledge Sniffer. One of my favorite things about college was that like whenever you enrolled, you had to like say like your username or whatever, like, and no one realized when you were enrolling that like your username was going to be your email address for the rest of college. And so like some people's usernames were like Pretty and Pink Princess, 95.
Yep, basketball boy.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily mine was just straight up BL is 30, but
good.
There were people that did like, their high school mascots on there.
Yeah.
Like, Lancer for life,
Warriors.
44. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's too bad for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Tigers, 24. Really proud.
Pledge sniffer.
I know Snapchat's thing for the longest time was that you can never change your username. So people were so embarrassed. They've had this for 6-7 years now.
Oh, okay.
And then I think just last week I saw on Twitter, Snapchat was like, you could finally get that embarrassing username away.
Oh, nice.
So I deleted Snapchat though. So wouldn't know.
Good for you.
Don't use it anymore. Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle?
Yes.
Okay.
This is from Europe and Derek DeCilio, aka Europe Bailey Doan.
Oh, they're fun. They came to F12.
Jingle to the tune of You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi. Waited all day! You never... Not yet.
Did you hear it? Oh, I thought I tapped it really quick.
I was going to try to go fast for comedic timing. Waited all day! You never came, Jake. I was once your fave game. Hey!
Wow.
End.
Cut. How you feeling there?
That was dumb. I shouldn't have sang it like that. That was fun.
You sounded great.
Thank you.
I think everyone appreciated it. Everyone don't. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah,
Hey.
look at them. They appreciated it.
Oh, thank you for clapping, guys, at home.
Yeah, they loved it. That was well done by you. Amazingly written by Europe. That was awesome. That was really good and creative too, from the perspective of a sport yelling back at me. That was well written. That was fun.
Did you get a little introspective of like, man, maybe I have, like, maybe pickleball does have feelings towards me?
Yeah, maybe I should text it back. But yeah, I forgot about the vertical fist pump. That was about a year ago this time. That was in Phoenix when I was sitting crisscross applesauce with the Chipotle in my lap.
What's up?
What's up? No, portrait, Brad. Vertical.
Oh, portrait.
Oh, what's up, Hannah?
What's up? Nice to meet you. That's so great.
That's too bad. Too bad. Thanks, Europe, for bringing that back. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of our podcast.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You can listen to us make funny videos on Gene Schwartz Comedy. We're posting like almost every day now, weekday. Almost every weekday, there'll be a new video out from now on. Some of them short, some of them full-length videos, but it's kind of becoming Brad and I's channel. New design, new artwork going in. Less Trey Kennedy. And
thank goodness. Just kidding.
More of our thing. So, yeah, thank you guys for everything. Thanks to the patrons especially. And look forward to reading all the YouTube comments this week. I love it.
Yes, we love it all. Love you guys. Have a great week.
Go Chiefs.
Ghost